Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm in the office. You know what that means. The Saturday Morning Hustle Podcast. And I'm doing everything completely different today. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now. A little bit of good, a whole lot of crazy, a whole lot of out of control, a whole lot of negative that are holding a lot of people back, making people feel not great about what's happening. But this podcast, the Saturday Morning Hustle, is all about helping you get through, over, and past any adversities in your life, in your career, in a business, in a startup, etc. It's all about motivation, inspiration, and sharing the things that I've been through in life to help you. And that's exactly what I want to do. The reset, what I want to do today, starting today and moving forward with the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast and with the social media posts and the videos that come along with it. Hopefully you guys when you listen to the podcast, you're also checking out the Instagram post, stuff on Twitter, Facebook, etc. Starting today, I'm going to be adding some YouTube content as well, but mostly what I want to talk to you about today is about what you want, hope, need, would like to see in the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast and social media post. Really, I'm taking a poll. I'm really trying to figure out what is it that I can do, need to do, and do more of, and add to the programming and really make the Saturday Morning Hustle something that's beneficial for as many people as possible. So I'm going to throw this out here on the podcast. I'm going to ask you to make comments wherever you're listening to the podcast, or go to the social media post on Twitter and on Instagram, the hashtag, all one word, Saturday Morning Hustle. You will find my post and make comments about what content, what type of things you're looking for. I'm surveying you guys now. So do you want to hear more business advice? Do you want to hear more motivational? Do you want to hear real stories of success or stories of failures that we can all learn from? Do you want to hear tactical advice about doing A and doing B and doing C will allow you to achieve something? Do you want to talk more conceptual, more about attitude and spirit and ideas and thought processes? Do you want to be more tactical or more theoretical? Do you really want to be more motivational, or do you want to be more instructional? What are the things that I can do on the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast to help as many people as possible, to inspire you, not just to inspire you, and then help you make it happen? I think for me, it's two pieces. It's motivation and then execution. The two things that I talk about, you can control, and I talk about on the podcast, the two things you control is your attitude and your effort. And so the two things I try to talk about on the Saturday Morning Hustle is how to keep a positive attitude when the world is going so crazy the way it is. Nothing's perfect. Not everything's great. Everything affects everyone differently. And so it's important to remember that. So sometimes you're up on a high, sometimes you're in a low, managing your way through while balancing what's happening around you in the world, and the fact that other people are also going through highs or lows that might be the same or completely 180 different than what you're doing, and that their success when they're up and their failures and your successes and your failures don't necessarily correlate. Just because you're winning doesn't mean someone else is losing, and just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you're losing. It's not a zero-sum game when it comes to success. So how and why and what and all of the things that come along with how can the Saturday Morning Hustle best help the most amount of people? Is it more freeform like I typically do, like I'm doing now, where I just talk off the top of my head? Do you like to hear something that's a little bit more structured? Would you like to hear something that had more segments, maybe specifically a motivation segment and then a tactical segment? Or is it something that you think really needs to be adaptive to the times, and so that as things happen in the world of business and society, in economics and health, etc., I can just turn on the microphone and talk to you on the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast about my thought process and how I'm getting through it and how I can help you get through it at the same time. So these are the questions I wanted to throw out to everyone today. I wanted to take a pause in the Saturday Morning Hustle. I want to retool. I want to refocus. And I want to just make sure that it is as beneficial as possible. thoroughly enjoy doing the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast, and I'm going to keep doing it because it's good for me. It makes me feel good about doing it, and hopefully it's being helpful to people. But I want it to be as effective as possible. If it's good but not quite great, I want it to be great. So that's why I'm asking everyone listening to make a comment. If you're listening on the Anchor app, please call in. Absolutely call in on the Anchor app. And if you guys aren't listening to the podcast on any other format besides Anchor, you really should check out the Anchor app, because you can call in to podcast and leave questions and things of that nature. So if you're on Anchor, please call in, make your comment, ask a question, give your idea of what you would like to see out of the program. If you're not listening on the Anchor app, again, find me on social media. It's the Kyle Golding on Instagram. It's just Kyle Golding on Twitter. Find the hashtag Saturday Morning Hustle and let me know what you think, what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more of, less of, etc. Hopefully we'll keep it positive. Hopefully you guys won't come at me too hard, as I'm really trying to do great stuff for as many people as possible and try to share the experiences I've had, the information I have, the knowledge I have, and kind of remind myself at the same time. A lot of the process of the Saturday Morning Hustle conversations is reminding myself of going through negative times where I had to positivity to keep me forward, how when you're up and things are going well for you, how you have to be restrained and balance that out. And then how the work behind the work is what really makes the magic happen. Putting in the effort, taking the steps. No one got famous overnight. It's a hustle and grind. It's all these things. That's why we're in on the weekend. That's why we come in late. We come in early. We stay late. We work on the weekends. We earn it each and every week, because that's what the Saturday Morning Hustle is all about. So let me know what you think. Appreciate you guys' feedback. Absolutely appreciate anyone and everyone who listens each and every week very much. Hopefully that the next time you hear this podcast, I will be able to add some content and some ideas and some formats and some things that people have inspired me to do via the social media post that's going to follow this Saturday Morning Hustle podcast. So everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Keep your head up. Keep your attitude great. And remember to take care of each other. Take care of your fellow man. Follow the golden rule. Treat others how you like to be treated, and everything else will work itself out. I'll see you next week on the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast. Until then, work hard, work smart, and earn it. See you next week. Have you ever thought about recording your own podcast? Because maybe you should. I bet you have something interesting to say. The best, fastest, and easiest way to record your podcast is the Anchor app. I use it exclusively for the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast, and I'm very happy about it. Lots of features. They're always updating it. They're always paying attention to people using it, and they're even helping you get paid. Consider using the Anchor app for your podcast.